Hey guys, so there's going to be a complete guide on how to rebuild your steering rack on a C4 Corvette. This is from an earlier version, so it does have the aluminum body on this side. So, your first step is going to be to remove these two lines on top. So they go from here to here and here to here. So you're just going to remove that, pretty straightforward, shouldn't be any issues. Now, the next step is going to be to remove this shaft. So in order to do that, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to remove this clip from on top. Now, once you remove this clip, you're gonna go onto the bottom of the steering rack, right here. There should be a cap. You should just be able to pop it out with a flathead screwdriver. Once that is taken off, you're gonna remove this bolt that you can see here. Sorry, nut. Should be mounted on like that on the bottom side. You're just gonna hold it from this area right here with a wrench, and then you're gonna break it loose with a socket. That should be pretty straightforward. Now, once you remove that, you can tap it out, and on the top side, what should come out is this piece, this seal, and this needle bearing. So once that is out, your next step is gonna be to remove this area right here. That assembly goes into this area right here. So what you're gonna see is you're gonna see this weird looking washer holding down this piece. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a flathead and a mallet or something to hit it with, and you're gonna tap it counterclockwise in order to loosen it. Once this is out of the way, you're just gonna use a socket and you're just gonna remove this piece. So when you remove this piece, what should be in here is this spring and this little piece that puts force onto your rack right here. So once that's out of the way, your next step is gonna be to remove the rack itself. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go on this side in here where this little like groove is. You're gonna find this clip. Now, to get this clip out, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a flathead screwdriver of a small diameter, and you're gonna poke this hole right here with it and put tension on it. Now, once you put tension on it, you're gonna get a pick and just pick it out. It should come right out. Once that is out, you're gonna tap the shaft on this end, which would be here, and it should come out. Now what you're gonna find in there is this shaft. So it has this collar that has a seal in it. It has this other component, as well as this seal right here. So now we're gonna start taking off seals and replacing everything. The first step should be to obviously clean everything down and check for wear. If not, resealing it would be kind of a waste. So your first step is gonna be to remove this collar, and you're just gonna replace it with one from your kit. I got mine on eBay. It was like 40 bucks, way cheaper than buying a refurbished unit. So what you're gonna do is just pop this out. I used a pick for this. Just very carefully pry it out. It's steel, so it's pretty hard. I did mess it up a little bit on top, but it's not a huge deal. So yeah, just replace your seal here and your O-ring. Make sure to lubricate it before it goes in. Your next step is gonna be to check out this seal, make sure it's not messed up or anything, and then you're gonna replace it. Now for these seals, you're gonna have to stretch them out. So what you do for those types of seals is you're just gonna grab them. Now I have a seal right here. So what you're gonna do is you're simply gonna just run your fingers like this, kind of make it into an oval shape, or you can stretch it out, but be very careful with this method as it will overstretch it. So once it's overstretched, you're gonna put it on there, and you're gonna put like a zip tie or tie something to compress it again in order for it to fit in the diameter of the rack. So The next seal you're gonna change out is probably gonna be this one. Now, I went to AutoZone and I got an extractor kit for it. All you're gonna do is, tighten an expansion seal extractor, I believe is what it's called, and you're just gonna use a slide hammer with it and pop it out. I'll have that in the description of the video. Aside from that, there is a little collar down there that you will see. It's hard to see. I don't have it on hand, but it's a little collar that has a slit down the middle. That looks like kind of like a slash, and you're just gonna replace that if you need it. Aside from that, these bearings are difficult to find, so I'm just reusing them. There's no issues with them. I just cleaned them and repacked them. Now on the bottom side, there's just a circlip retaining this one, so you're just going to remove that circlip, take that bearing out, clean it, and then repack it with grease, unless you can find a new one. Now the difficult seal for me was the one that is located within this area right here. So it's in here all the way down where that lip meets this barrel. So what I did is I removed, they look like rivets, but they're not rivets. They have like barreling to them almost, or some threads. So I just tapped it with a little flathead and popped it out. So once you pop out both of them, there's actually two, you'll have access to the seal, which will be located there. You can just punch it out with a big size socket and replace it. Your seal should look like this. This is the side that goes up against this aluminum as such. And yeah, just make sure to oil it up nicely with ATF or whatever your choice of lubricant is. And aside from that, shouldn't be too difficult. Assembly is just the reverse of assembly. Just go with the shaft, then go with that section, then go with this assembly, and then your last step should be obviously the lines. Now here's a little modification I'm going to do to mine. I want to be able to have a nice sturdy rack and not have any wobble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sleeve with my 3D printer and or find a way to make a sleeve. Probably some shrink wrap would be my best option in order to seal this. I did notice there's a little bit of a leak going on here. I am going to thread these with something that goes just as deep as the original rivets, or countersunk rivet, whatever it's called. I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and hopefully I'll have a better, sturdier steering rack. And yeah, I hope you guys find this helpful.